Ronaldo is going to be a Juventus player. It's an incredible story, isn't it?
I think we did, and I think to mine.
Juventus this year has failed to qualify past the group stages of the Champions League. They will go down to play in the Europa League with the likes of Barcelona, Sevilla, Atletico de Madrid, and other big clubs this season. I'm quite shocked by these results from Juventus. Less than 3 years ago, they had won a league title with complete ease and were competing fiercely in the Champions League. This is quite astonishing for the Italian team. How can a team go from 1 year to one of the best European teams into not even competing in the Champions League a few seasons later? They really even haven't been good in Serie A either. Their finish last year was 4th place, and at the time of this recording, they are in 7th place, which is crazy to think about their dominance for so many years, banished in what seemed to be a second. This would truly mark an end to a once-upon-a-time team with Cristiano Ronaldo. The arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo at Juventus was meant to bring the club to greater heights. The 5-time Ballon d'Or winner enjoyed a successful 3-year spell in Turin, notching 101 goals in 134 appearances. The Portuguese star promised to deliver the Italian club its first Champions League title, saying, "Juventus will win the Champions League. I don't know if it will be this year or the next, but it's coming." 3 years after making that pledge, Juventus has not won the Champions League and is instead on the cusp of failing to qualify for the competition for the first time in a decade. He also just left Juventus and joined Manchester United, and is on the verge of leaving another huge club because of the recent performances and because he wants to play Champions League football. What a crazy season for Cristiano Ronaldo. Juventus has had one horrible season after another, and there's no coincidence that this happened right after Cristiano's departure from the club. Even with Cristiano's short time at Juventus, they did not reach the heights they thought they would achieve. Cristiano promised to bring the Champions League to Turin, but instead left Juventus on bad terms with a controversial exit and left the team in little shambles financially after making Juventus pay that 150 million price tag for him. That was not quite the investment, if you ask me. This also doesn't include the 404 million in transfer fees and wages over the space of just 4 seasons to have him in the roster. Such a large financial commitment resulted in Juventus posting a 48 million loss at the end of the first season. I believe Ronaldo ruined Juventus in many ways that haven't really been discussed. I don't want to sound too harsh when I'm talking about him, but I will try to be as authentic and real as possible. I don't think what I'm about to say is that harsh. I think that there are several ways he destroyed Juventus during his stay and after his departure from Turin. Before anything, leave a comment down below about your favorite season for Ronaldo. Me personally, it was the 2017 season. Like and subscribe if you have been enjoying the content. It really guides me to the topics that you guys are more interested in me talking about. Thank you. Let's get right into it. Crumbled values at Juventus. When Cristiano Ronaldo left Juventus, it felt like he left it in shambles. Even during his time there, it also seemed like the culture and values were altered because of him. And he also appeared to create a toxic environment in the locker room. According to reports in Italy, Cristiano Ronaldo fell foul of several Juventus dressing room traditions. Ronaldo allegedly damaged the dressing room harmony that was cherished by the senior members of Juventus dressing room. Furthermore, in all Ronaldo's career, he has never been the captain of a club, which I think comes to prove that maybe El Comandante is not as good of a leader as people make it out to seem. Even though that was just a report by Italian news source, one can believe it. You can make your own conclusions, obviously, but I think it has some sort of truth, especially when legend Gianluigi Buffon stated publicly to the end, "We reached the Champions League final in 2017 because we were a side full of experience, but above all, we were a single unit, and there was this competition for places within the group that was very strong. We lost that with Ronaldo." When I heard this statement, I was completely shocked, but the way another club legend talked about it was when I started to make my own personal conclusions on the matter. Giorgio Chiellini had made an assessment of Manchester United striker after he left the Allianz Stadium for the Old Trafford in the summer, saying, "He left on August 28th. It would have been better for us if he had left earlier. It's something we paid for. There's a little shock in it for you, and in my opinion, we paid for it in the term of points." By the looks of it, Cristiano Ronaldo had created such a toxic environment that players in the squad had no choice but to speak out on the situation. They were not scared. Some crucial players at Juventus did not hold back on their opinion on the matter. This is one of the reasons why Cristiano Ronaldo didn't stay for more seasons at Juventus. It seemed like he also didn't enjoy the time he was there. I'm not going to assume everything about those reports are true, but you can't deny the comments those players made about him after his departure. What do you guys think? Greed or just ambition? In the season before Ronaldo's move from Madrid, Juventus had 8 players who scored 5 or more goals in all competitions throughout the whole season. Paulo Dybala and Gonzalo Higuain were the only ones who broke that 20-goal mark. In nearly 3 seasons Ronaldo has spent at the Allianz Arena, there has been a clear shift in the team's goal-scoring dynamic. In his first season, Ronaldo top scored 28, while no other player scored more than 10, and only 4 scored more than 5. In his second season, Ronaldo again top scored with 37, while Dybala hit 17, Higuain just got 11, and no other player in the squad managed 5 or more. While it may not sound like a bad thing for one player to take the majority of a goal-scoring responsibility for the team, in case of Ronaldo, his own exploits had a detrimental effect on those around him. This way made Juventus more obvious and more predictable in the way they played. There was no switch up in the way they attacked when he was there. When he started being the main target man, which basically was his main role at Juventus, he was able to score 99 in 130 appearances for Juventus, which is an admirably impressive return. However, break those goals down and what you see is a pattern of Ronaldo shining against smaller teams and failing, for the most part, to show up against Juve's biggest competitors. A hat-trick against Atletico de Madrid in the Champions League and the winner over AC Milan in the Italian Super Cup are vital contributions. However, Ronaldo's presence in big games has dwindled drastically since. He was so clutch when he was in Madrid, but it seemed like his clutch genes died down just a bit when he arrived at Juventus. Ronaldo is undoubtedly one of the greatest individuals in the sport's history, but he made Juventus a less threatening team overall prospect domestically and in Europe. These are the reasons why I think Juventus was left in shambles. It all came to Cristiano's toxic culture when he was there, and how the team had to switch it up completely to accommodate to his style of play is what ruined the club. He also stopped the club from reinforcing and spending money on new players and the team's development with that money. He truly left Juventus in shambles if you consider all those facets. What do you guys think? Is my analysis too harsh? Leave your comments down below and have a good one. Peace.